Hello there again, ladies and joins. It is Al, and I guess I've been away for a little while, almost almost 3 days. I just want to put that away on the side. I just want to mention one thing. Well, first, what have I been doing? I've been, this program, remember I mentioned this program that I want to write, which goes through the fancy list there, the UserAssist crazy backwards list. Here you can see I'm printing out the binary data corresponding to some of these things. And at the bottom here, I was trying to guess where the date field was. And eventually I found that some of them do have dates. And it's here, the last, not the last byte, but the second to last 2 bytes are a file time date structure, I guess you call it. File time. There's system time and there's file time. File time. File time is basically just a 64-bit number, and I think it's the number of 100 nanosecond intervals since the year 1601. So if that's equal to 0, you get 0. You get 1601. That's in here. You get 0, you get 1601 at 7 o'clock, which is correct. Now, as far as these icons are concerned, I changed that back to what it was. Oh yeah, now there's also, they're not all the same size. One of them is this great big thing, which I don't know the meaning of yet. But aside from that great big one, everything else is 48 bytes. Some having dates, some not. Some having information, some not. It turns out that although this doesn't make it wasted effort, somebody else has already written this program, and here it is. Okay. Now this one does both keys, both of the UserAssist keys. One of them, this one that I've been looking at, is like programs, and this one apparently is links. The YAX, I guess, rotated 32 is LNK probably, must be. A plus 13, is that an N? Easy enough to check. Oh, my U-test is busy. Well, okay. Just for a quickie. Yeah, so one is links, and one is programs, and as you can see, there's a lot of information in there, and I haven't, this gives me a great hint as to where the information is. I know what it should be, so it should be easy enough to look for it. Now, he's got question marks here for these, but it could be true, and that certainly with enough experimentation, we'll figure out what it is. Link, yeah, okay, so that's what that turns out to be. Desktop Systray Pro link. I don't know why it's got no. Oh, that would do it. So we got a carriage return. Oh no, it's a capital. So what I've been doing the last. Sorry, what I've been procrastinating about doing and finally getting to do earlier today, is figuring out how to make one of these things, right? Now, in the back of my mind, I incorrectly thought that he had icons here for the programs. So that's been my main thing, is like, how do I get those damned icons into the, into those funny list things, that list there. Like, I shouldn't give away this information for free. It took me a lot of work to find this out, Nobody seems to know the answers to these questions. Very few people do, and it's hard to track down the answer. But anyway, out of the toolbox, that's just, instead of list box, it's list control. This one. This is a list control. A list control, and the properties are like this. If you put the view on report style, then it's a type of report thing with columns. I don't have a scroll bar in mine, I guess. No, but this is a scroll bar. Anyway, I managed to figure out, or at least find out, enough information to do this. Now, remember those icons that weren't looking so good? Well, you see, I'm not loading these from programs running. I'm getting these icons out of the executables, and there they are. See? And they're nice and smooth and not chalky or anything. This here has two columns that I've set up. Column 0. Well, this is supposed to say item 1 for column 0. I can fix that printout anyway, just to make sure it's correct. Item %D for column %D. What's my column? Column column 1, just a 1. Column 2 item, right? This is column 1, this is column 2. So I can say 1 here. You might as well say item column 2. And this doesn't read right. Anyway, it's all to do with this thing called a list view control. And of course there's an MFC thing that the usual MFC trick wasn't working so good because it's not, most of that code must be already compiled somewhere. It's not in that INL file. But anyway, that's that control. Now, so that's all I need now to make a new. I'm going to add a new list control type object to my controls. So instead of using that my fancy thing. This is just as fancy, maybe more fancy, although I don't like that box. I might have to do an owner-drawn thing. It's like the other one. It needs to be bigger and more spacing. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that now. The point is that I can make one of those things. It's really not that hard. And I can make it print out all this stuff. Now, this is all guesswork somebody's made. I looked online and I found that this UserAssist thing comes up all over the place for people who are paranoid or worried about Microsoft gathering information about what they're doing on their computer. And it's funny because that never occurred to me at all. Like, I'm thinking that this history thing is something that I can use to track what Microsoft is doing on my system. Completely the opposite understanding. And people have written tools to go and find these things and clear it all out and leave no traces of what happened on your system. I don't understand the current mentality. Oh, and the other thing is, you may have noticed, I removed that virus thingamajigamy. The computer's running like a bat out of hell. It's as fast as you've never seen a computer run so fast. Disabled this thing, completely disabled, and no virus scanner, nothing. Let's see. Now, see, this is out here. It's probably not a good test because it was just out. Let's see if we can F1 on something. This is what I'm used to now for getting the help file up. Instant. So this is what the recorder is running and everything. Now. So that's what I'm doing. But now let me go on to something a little bit more on the important side. I know you're dying to find out why I put up those last few pictures. Well, the last one wasn't that great. But the one before that, I've actually gone and recreated the original modified. See, I'll show you the picture. This here, my desktop background, is quite a beautiful young lady. Probably anime, because the background there's no background, it's faked. But it's got to be based on a real person, I think. So in a sense, it's like a photograph, just a different way of taking a photograph. Now, I saw this picture and I thought that it's great and everything, but there's something wrong with it. Now, let me just show you the original. For one thing, it seemed like it needed more color. I'll make this big. Here's the original. Not exactly the original. The original doesn't fit my screen, and it's much bigger than this. The original picture here is 1920 by 1080, so I had to cut off some of the bottom. You see, if you look at it, there's something wrong with it. Now, I don't know if I'm becoming more sensitive to these things or what, but okay, there is this logo. I took that off. Maybe I didn't do such a good job. But compare this now with the modified version. This is the modified version. Now, to me, it's not much of a difference, right? It's darker for sure, but all the colors come out with this for me. Like, it's evident that it's this nice purple, and the eye color before that you wouldn't have noticed maybe so much, that she's got really beautiful kind of greenish blue eyes. That, I mean, I didn't modify the color there. To me, you don't see it here, but you do see it here, much in a much. I don't know why it's obvious to me. But to me, this is nice and colorful and just right. There's more detail to the skin. You know, it looks more realistic, I think. This looks overexposed, which is weird because it is anime, and I think it is anyway. And maybe the person who made this left it that way to try and hide the fact that it's not 100% real or something. But to me, this looks real. There's a thing you can do to like make shadows more prominent and things like that. Some of the new buttons I've discovered in Paintshop Pro, fiddled around with, and it's hard to get things just right. If you go too much in one direction, everything is wrong. And I just wanted it. It's got maybe more colors, but it doesn't have the range of color that this has. Here, the range of color seems wider. See that this here is a more of a yellowish color, and it's much more different than in this. Whoops. In this case, it all looks sort of the same. Whereas here it brings it out. Anyway, I did that one, and there's another one I did, which I messed up a little bit. This one with the eyes. She also had nice eyes, but I made them a little bit too obvious. I could fix it, I guess. It should be in the output. Whoops, output. And here. Well, I didn't upload that one. Guess I will. See, her eyes were sort of like that, but I made them a little bit glassier and a little bit brighter, which is, it's not impossible. Some people do have these eyes. I've met people with eyes like that. I think she's quite pretty. You know, and she has nice eyes, but I guess I overdid it. Maybe I'll just darken them a bit. And then there's this new one, which I haven't uploaded. I didn't really do much for this one. There's not much to do. It's already fine. It might be a little bit too red here, but as it is, it's a nice wallpaper. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. I'm going to turn that thing into an object, into a control that has an easy interface, and I can try and fix up the other thing so that those, even though I'm not going to use it in this case, these icons here are not very nice, right? They're not supposed to look like that. And I'm pretty sure I know why. And I'm pretty sure I can handle it with the new knowledge I've discovered about how to get these icons out. I'm getting the wrong icon, basically. That's all. I'm getting like the big icon and shrinking it. And you don't want to do that. Unless there is no small icon. If a program has a small icon, use that first. And that'll give you those nicer looking ones. So maybe I can fix that. Alright, just a quick update. See ya. Boy, I love having no virus protection. This is great. Oh, I haven't been hurt, by the way. The terrorists haven't come and taken over my machine.